This little, I'm going to do 3. This is part 1. These are specifically for the lovely Karen, but they'll be good for everyone. They're going to be super gentle. We're going to do relaxation, bit of breath work, some movement that's really mindful movement, and then a little relaxation. They're going to be half an hour long. There or thereabouts. My timing's never been great. So, without further ado, if you'd like to come to lying on your mat if you have one. If you don't have one, brilliantly, we're not going to do anything that really requires one. So you could just lie on the floor, or probably not a bed. You probably want quite a firm surface. So if you come down to lying, take your feet so they're hip width apart. If it's comfortable, you could drop your knees in and maybe move your ankles out a little bit if you wanted to. Just play with that and get yourself comfortable. Arms can be down by your side, or you could have your hands on your belly, whatever feels good. We're going to start by extending up through the crown of the head. So maybe drawing the chin into the chest, extend through the crown of the head. So you're visualising the space in between the vertebrae, down the neck and down the spine. But particularly the neck, I want you to feel space and length through the neck. Releasing the chin, so you don't have to kind of draw the chin to the chest all the time. If you release the chin a bit so it's in a position that's comfortable, but trying to maintain that sensation of spaciousness and length. And then just coming to the breath, so noticing the breath moving through your body. Maybe the flaring of the nostrils. You could follow it down into the body, so flaring of the nostrils, that feeling as it hits the back of the throat, travels down into the lungs, lungs expanding, rib cage expanding in all directions. Your rib cage expands, so you might feel that more as it expands side to side. You may feel your rib cage pushing into the earth underneath you, bit of a rise, and then your belly rising. If you've got your hands on your belly, you may feel your belly rising, pushing into your hands. And the exhale is that softening, that releasing, relaxing, just letting go back into the mat. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then let them be really heavy, broaden across the shoulders. So broadening across the forehead, skin smooth, softening the eyes. Maybe noticing the space in between the eyes and what that feels like. Softening the temples and the jaw, releasing the bottom jaw, letting the weight of that fall back towards the floor. There's a gap between the teeth, so you completely relax the face. Letting the shoulders melt into the mat like ice to water. Bringing the attention now to the feet, broadening across the feet, big toe joint, little toe joint. Notice the skin on the soles of the feet and what that feels like. Try to stretch the skin on the soles of the feet. Notice the pads on the toes, maybe push down into the toes. Noticing what all that feels like. What's the sensations going on? And now coming to the hands, let's do the same thing with the hands. So broaden, feeling the skin on the palms of the hands. Maybe stretching through the fingers a little bit. And tuning into the pads on the fingers, noticing what they feel like. And we're going to now do a few rounds of breath, visualizing the breath coming up from the toes, traveling up the front of the body to the crown of the head. So that's your inhale. And I like to, but again, see what works for you. I like to imagine the breath coming out through the crown of my head about 6 inches. And then as I exhale, I'm going to pull the breath back in through the crown of the head and send it down the back of the body. Your inhale then takes the focus to the very tips of the toes and drawing the breath up the body, top of the feet, up the shins, knees, thighs, belly, chest, neck, face, out through the crown of the head. Exhale, pull it back in again and send it back of the head, neck, shoulder blades, down the spine, bottom, and down the back of the legs to the heels. And then go again. Inhaling up the front, exhaling down the back. As you inhale and feel the breath in the front of the body, maybe you'll notice a spaciousness and opening. The inhale is supposed to be an energizing breath. I kind of like to connect with the sky as I inhale into the front of my body. And then the exhale down the back is a sinking, supported by the earth, letting go. Let's do one more round. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Okay. So now we're going to take the knees, if they're not already, take the knees apart and bring the feet in line, as parallel as is comfortable. Okay. So hip width apart with your feet and your knees. You can take the arms down by your side. We're going to start with a sacrum rock. It's a very, very subtle movement, but it's lovely. So if you take your attention to your right leg and specifically the right shin, what we're going to do is send the right shin away. So you're being drawn, like kind of drawn by the wall. The right shin is being sucked into the wall. And as you do that, you'll notice that your left hip moves back and your right hip moves forward. So you could inhale, exhale,
Send that right shin away. It's really subtle. There isn't really any muscle engagement. It's more of a rock, and it's more of a being sucked by the shin. So if you exhale, move, inhale there, hold that. And then exhale, allow everything to release back. And we'll go to the left leg. So inhale, exhale, send the left shin away, and you'll notice the right hip goes back. So the movement of the leg is about 1 inch. It's not a big movement. So we're going to exhale away, inhale and hold, and then exhale, release back down. Moving through the hips, then doing this. So go back to the right leg, send the shin away. You might feel a bit of a stretch in the opposite side as you do this. Or in fact, I guess it depends where you're, because I'm feeling it on the same side. Now your hips, pelvis it's designed to move, they're designed to move at different times, and this is how you walk. Now often people get quite stuck in this whole area and it becomes quite solid. So this is a lovely little exercise that loosens up the pelvis, and it should therefore help you walk in a more healthy way. Okay, so we've done one than the other, which I think is the easiest way of tuning into this. So now we're going to do both at the same time. So finish on the left, come back to your neutral position, relaxing in this, and then send both shins away, and notice it kind of flattens the lumbar area a little bit, but again, it's very subtle. You're moving the shins, knees about 1 inch. It flattens as you push away. You feel a flattening in the lower back, and then you release. So pushing away. Go the same breath. The breathing works really nicely. So if you exhale, send them away. Inhale and hold. And exhale, release. And then you can inhale, exhale, send the shins away. Inhale, hold, and exhale, release. Okay. So that's a lovely thing to practice. If you're feeling a bit stiff in the lower back, or you're a bit hippy, this is a nice little subtle thing that your body loves. Okay, so from here we're going to go into windscreen wipers. You may want to put a cushion down, or a bolster or something down beside you, so you don't go over so far. Up to you, play with it. We're going to inhale, take the arms up, fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale, turn the palms so they face each other. Sink the shoulder blades down into the ground. As you do that, try and get that length through the back of the neck again. Feel the broadening across the shoulder blades. Next inhale, take the arms out to the side. Now it doesn't really matter where they are. They can come down lower if that's more comfortable. You don't want them too high because it draws the shoulders up. So make sure the hands are lower than the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, drop the knees to the right. And if it's comfortable, you could move the head to look to the left. If that isn't comfortable, just keep looking up at the ceiling. So we're going to move with the breath with this one. Inhale draws you back to centre. Next exhale drops you down to the left. If it's comfortable, look to the right. So you can feel a lovely stretch down the right side of the body. Inhale back to centre. Exhale down to the right. I find it's really nice to tune into my feet when I'm doing this. As you come back to centre, there's a real zhuzhing through the feet. The whole soles of the feet touch the ground, make contact with the earth. You've got the whole pads of the toes thing. And then as you drop the legs down, you come onto the sides of the feet. We definitely don't give our feet enough love or attention, and they're so important. They make such a difference. And this mindfully tuning into parts of the body and just seeing where they're at, like it's not a judgy thing. It's like, oh, that needs a bit of love. Maybe I could, go up and down on my toes when I'm cleaning my teeth, or give my ankles, do circles with my ankles, or whatever it is that feels like, your body wants you to do it. That awareness of what's going on in our bodies makes such a difference to our well-being. Next time you go down on the right, we're going to hang out here for a while. So you could just drop the knees down to the right and release. So drawing the shoulders away from the ears and let them be really heavy again. And coming back to the breath, drawing the breath down into the belly, like allowing the breath to move freely. So the diaphragm, dome-shaped, underneath our rib cage, and as we inhale it contracts and draws down, and it sucks the air into our lungs. But that process also pushes everything down, which is why your belly rises. If we're using our diaphragms correctly, and there's a whole load of reasons why you want to do that, you will feel the breath coming into the belly. We're not forcing anything. It is a natural process. So noticing the space as you inhale and the softening as you exhale. If there's an area that is tight or tense, maybe focus the breath into that area. Inhale draws you back up to centre, and the exhale drops you down the other side. Breathing here. Direct the breath into any areas of tightness or tension. Love a windscreen wiper. What's not to like about a windscreen wiper? Okay, inhale, come back up to centre. We're going to have a little psoas stretch now. So drop the right leg, knee down to the right. Left leg. Go back to that shin. So pay attention to your shin. And it's kind of the same thing, except we're going to be doing it a little bit more. You're going to send your shin away. Now, so as I do that, I'm pushing down through my left foot. I'm also bringing my left buttock up a little bit. So I'm sending that shin and the knee away, and the buttock comes up. And what that does is I feel this stretch going down through the pelvis which is exactly where the psoas muscle runs. So the psoas muscle attaches at your spine, and it runs through your pelvis and then attaches to your thigh. Massive muscle, only one that attaches the top of your body to the bottom of your body, and it's fundamental for, well, basically running and going up steps. Like, it's what lifts your leg. It also contracts in your fight and flight mode. So if you're feeling anxious or stressed, this is quite nice because it's a bit of a release for your psoas. Okay, and then just gently coming back down, coming back to centre as you inhale. Exhale, dropping the left leg, pushing through the right foot and sending the right shin and knee away and bringing the left buttock off the ground. Arms, shoulders, all of that, stay out of it. They're not wanted, they're not needed. So again, breathing here, you might find one side, you feel it in one side and you don't feel it in the other. You may feel nothing. So some people do this and they're like, I don't know what you're going on about. But that, for me, left side is always a bit stiffer. This one's always a little bit better. You can play with this movement as well. So it's quite nice to inhale, come back to centre, and exhale. Like we did with the windscreen wipers, you can rock through it using the breath. The breath is magic. So if you watch the breath, don't try and control it. Just observe what it's doing and then move with it. So as you start to inhale, you then go, oh, okay, I'm starting to come back to centre. There's a little pause. And then as you start to exhale, you go down the other side. Little pause of nothing, of nothingness, of complete magic. And then you inhale and come back to centre again. Okay. We like to keep things even for obvious reasons. So finishing on the left side. And coming back to centre. Lengthen out through the legs. So just stretch out through the legs. We're going to point the toes and then flex them. Draw the toes up to the ceiling. Pointing. You can do one then the other, or you could do both together. Doesn't matter. Just want you to get that sense of lengthening all the way through the body. And then bringing the knees into the chest. Having a little rock. A shmoo. Easing out through the spine. Okay. So then, my lovelies, probably, I haven't looked at the little timepiece yet, but with a little relaxation, that's probably our half an hour. So that is my part one. Obviously do anything else that you feel like doing. But we are now ready for our Shavasana, our relaxation. Traditionally, it's called corpse pose. Traditionally, you just kind of lie like that with your hands, palms facing up, drawing the shoulders and all that shamoo. But you could put something under your knees, particularly if you've got a lower back issue. It's really nice to have a bolster underneath your knees. It doesn't matter. You just need to be comfortable. So if you would like to now get yourself into whatever comfortable position you'd like, I'm going to talk you through a little relaxation. Apologies if Peg barks, by the way. Okay. So, just settling yourselves down.
extending up through the crown of the head, maybe drawing that chin. So you're getting the length through the back of the neck. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, so the shoulder blades coming down the back. And returning to the breath. Notice the rhythm of it. The ebb and flow of the inhale and the exhale. Watching the breath moving through your body, expanding as you inhale and softening as you exhale. Taking the attention to the top of the head and relaxing the scalp. Notice what it feels like. What sensations do you find in the crown of the head? Tingling, pulsating. Maybe it's warm. Bringing your awareness to the sensations of aliveness. Broadening across the forehead, skin smooth. Softening the eyes around them, behind them. Can you imagine the space in between your eyes? What does it feel like? Letting the softening and the vibrations of aliveness drift. Temples, nose, ears, skin on the face, and into the jaw. Notice the volume of your lips. The space inside your mouth. Volume of the tongue. Let the tongue rest heavy all the way back to the root. Relaxing the shoulders. Feeling the weight of the shoulders, the arms. Softening there. And then softening again. You might notice the space inside your shoulders. Are you able to feel your shoulders from the inside? What sensations do you find there? Inhaling into the heart space, feeling it expand with the breath, and releasing with the exhale, letting go. And again, inhaling into the heart space, exhale, letting go, letting go. Finding a softening belly, space in the pelvic bowl. Noticing the weight of the legs, the volume of them, the space inside them. And then coming down to the feet. Notice the sensations going on in the soles of the feet. And the tops of the feet. And the space in between the soles and the tops of the feet. And dialing out now. So you're watching the whole of your body.